17 at 6 p.m. to order. I'd like to welcome everybody on this rainy night.
You know what? Let me just make an exception for 1 second.
Sure.
It isn't November 14th, it's December 5th.
Nope, you're right, it is December
But
5th.
I think Sandy,
These are the minutes for November 14th. The agenda does state December 5th, so that's
Yes.
my error.
that's,
I'm looking at that
Sandy?
instead of the agenda.
Why was
The-
I put on for unexcused absence?
all right,
Oh,
so what's happened is she put the meeting date as November 14th, but these are actually
No, this is
This
right.
one. Oh.
These are the minutes.
minutes. Oh,
That's what
minutes.
I'm doing
Okay.
the same thing. That's why I looked at the wrong thing.
I'm
so-
looking at two dates too, I'm like,
Me too.
do we have the wrong meeting minutes? Well,
No.
it hasn't even been December 5th
No,
yet.
so
Okay.
the meeting of December 5th to order. The first on the agenda is to review the minutes for November 14th, which is what I was looking at to begin with. So if we can just review those, see if... Everyone get a chance to review the minutes of November 14th? Do we have a motion to approve?
I approve.
Second.
my motion.
Motion be made by Marty and seconded by Janet and Janet. At the same time.
Janet 1, Janet 2, that's what we say in the other class.
All right, next on the agenda is air conditioning.
Okay, so the air conditioning has been installed. They fine-tuned it all last Friday. We took off, we closed for the Tuesday and Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Wednesday, we typically close because nobody's here, and it's not worth heating the building. And on Tuesday, we also closed that they could actually put it in because they had to break through the wall. I was here, it was a little noisy, and they did a super nice job. You would never even know it wasn't there ever. They didn't even chip a piece of paint. And it looks like it's always been there, so we are really excited to hopefully be able to have a little sweater on this summer
That'd be nice.
and exercise without sweltering.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
They,
great that it's all in.
Yep, the Sunshine Club had finished all of their fundraising and totaled everything up after the ventriloquist and the wreath raffle. And during that, after that time, we knew that we had enough money to be able to have it done. We wanted to be able to have it done. I had talked to Adam, the maintenance director, yes. What's his title?
Maintenance facilities.
Facilities maintenance, yeah. And we were worried about prevailing wages going up in January and maybe some of the parts. The quote was from 2017, so we didn't want to skip over to 2018. So it was, let's get it in now because they weren't busy doing air conditioning or heating at that time.
Right.
So it was, now it's in, you don't have to worry about it. The warranty is good for a year, which wouldn't have made any difference when it went in because it's good for a year. So we're gonna know May, June, July, August, September, how it's running. And I'll be working with Adam after that time to figure out how we're going to contract, if we're gonna do a contract that he has already, or if we're gonna keep it with Renan. So we're gonna weigh that out probably sometime in the spring after we get through our budgets.
Yeah, it makes sense it's in now, in
Yep.
17.
Yep.
All right, report of bills, vouchers signed and submitted.
We had a phone bill, a Tai Chi bill, some yoga bills, some Zumba bills, just our regular things. The phone is under the regular budget and everything else was under the grant.
All right, and upcoming events for December and January.
Stats.
Yep.
So, our program stats for October, November, can you tell that we are so exhausted tonight? By the end of the day, forget about it. In October of 2016, we had 416 seniors in the senior center. In October of 2017, we had 587. And not for nothing, we were closed a couple of days because we had the storm, where a lot of people didn't have electricity, so we had very few people that day. And we also were closed for Columbus Day. So those are really good stats. That just shows that the air conditioning over the summer really is an issue, because people are really joining at a rapid rate, and we've had a lot of new faces. And November, we had 408 in November of 16, 370 in November of 17, but we also closed for 3 days because of the air conditioning, and we had a holiday, so we were essentially only open 14 days. So that's pretty good stats for 14 days for
Right.
4 hours, 5 hours a day. So
Absolutely.
we were very happy with that. We know, it probably would have been maybe 440, 450, because those 3 days were popular days. But with the holiday and such, we're okay with that. So we thought that was still pretty good.
Absolutely.
All right, so upcoming programs.
Yeah.
So for December, tomorrow we have our holiday party, and that'll be it, because what happens oftentimes is you don't get as many people coming in and out. We still have all of our regular programs. We don't plan anything big, because it would be a waste of resources to have anything besides our holiday party tomorrow, which we have quite a few people signed up for. Blackstone Valley Tech is catering the meal again. They're doing ham with all the fixings. And we have an entertainment. Paul Bonneau, who is new to our senior center, we haven't had him before, and he's going to do a lot of holiday music and things like that. He comes from Rhode Island, so he looks like a really good entertainer. I'm excited to be able to see him. And Beaumont is actually paying for the entertainment.
Oh, great.
Yep. So they sponsored that, so they're going to pay for him. They usually do something nice for us at least once a year to support a program, then other things throughout the year. But that's their one big thing that they do. So they asked us, and we said that would be wonderful. So he's coming in. And in January, we like to keep things a little bit light, but now we have Stephanie Fatman is going to be coming in. She's going to talk about some estate stuff and some other probate stuff. And we are going to have BBT coming in. They want to do like a little bit of health with the seniors from their health group. I don't know if it's the LPN or the CNA, whatever the group is from the high school, the medical part of it. And they want to come in, and I said, sure, everything is subject to change because of weather. So we will be having that, and we do have somebody coming in from the state to talk about shopping and different things, especially after the holidays. We get gift cards. Some gift cards have a lot of different things on them that you should know about. They expire, they take points off, they take money off. So she'll be talking about that. And so those are all going to be in January. They're all going to have a lunch of some sort with them. They haven't been confirmed yet, but they're roughly set up, and all subjects change based on weather. So,
Okay.
oh, and the fire department, sorry. The fire department's going to be coming in to talk about fire safety, and as part of their, senior safety program that they do, so.
The AC gift account.
So the AC gift account, I kind of went over that with the air conditioning being installed. Now, what's going to happen is any monies that were left over, like we got a donation today from some children at the high school that decided that their senior project was going to be raising money for the air conditioning fund. Pam, I believe, had spread the word up there because she knows they do senior projects. And two of the girls up there had a bake sale, and they raised $250, and they sent us the check today. So we thought that was tremendous. So we're going to send a note off to them, and I've emailed them to say thank you so much for thinking of us. So whatever money is left in there, I'm not sure what it is yet. After the bill from Renaud gets passed through, there'll be, a few $100s or maybe a little bit more. And that will now go towards any other restoration we need at the senior center. So if we want to think about maybe putting some of the floor out there, I'd like some sort of floor in the center.
Right.
Even if we can't redo all the carpet, we know it's astronomical, it's not going to happen. But if we can little by little just keep letting that grow. If I get any donations this year, as opposed to putting it in the account that I would usually use it for entertainment or something like we did last year, I would probably put it towards that, because I think the floor is super important.
Well, maybe that's something the Sunshine Club can start working towards for the next project.
Yep.
Are you gonna have Pam come in to give a brief talk on the Sunshine?
I don't know if she's popping in. Is she supposed to be popping in?
Yeah, she's right
Oh, she
there.
is. Okay,
She's
she's
right
not up yet, but as soon as she's up, I'll have her
Yeah.
come in. So, that money will just continue to grow, and we'll be able to use it for other structural things. I mean, the windows, hopefully, and the lighting at some point are gonna be replaced just to keep up with all the other town buildings. But the carpet, you know, we're gonna pretty much be on our own, I would assume, for that. So if we can just have just a place in the center of the floor out there for dancing and exercise, it would be a lot easier than people trying to exercise on their sneakers.
Right.
Yoga and things like that, no problem, but Zumba and the high impact stuff,
Oh, it's hard.
it's
I can
hard,
imagine.
very hard on the carpet. And, you know, it's on cement, and it's,
Right.
you know, the more it gets cleaned, we have it cleaned every year, and it's, I don't know, 30-something years old, maybe, if I had to guess. I don't even know if it was pre here, or if it came in after the fact, I'm not really sure. But it gets, not spongy, but it raises. It's not as stuck to the floor as it used to be. So, hopefully, so that's what we're gonna be doing with the rest of the money. So it is still called the AC gift account, because that's how it was set up, but it really means just any structural things for the senior center.
Newsletter.
So the newsletter was being done by Staples, and we've had, you know, a lot of change over there with the person that does their sales, their marketing, their printing. I mean, trying to get a bill out of them is, the accountant actually has it now, because I can't even get a hold of anybody. So we want somebody that's dependable just to do our newsletter. It's pretty straightforward. I write it, I send it over in a PDF form, they print it, send it back to us, the senior work off folds it and sends it out. So it's really just an easy transition. You just can't get a bill from Staples, and because it's written on the grant, if I don't have a bill and it goes over to the next year, or I don't use the money, the whole thing is a nightmare, because they will deduct from the grant what you don't use for the next fiscal year. That's how that works. It's not like you're giving it back, but they're taking it off what they're giving you. And so, and because the grant pays for it, and we have it down to 2 times a year now, besides the one that I print for the summer to leave around, we decided to go with Alpha Graphics in Worcester. The price was, we were paying $151 to Staples for the 1,200 newsletters we were getting, and the last bill they sent was $285, and I said, no, I have, you know, my contract. Nobody ever renegotiated anything. I mean, you can't just change the price. Well, we used better paper. Well, I have them all, and I'll tell you, for the last 20 years, they've been using the same paper. So I'm not really sure what happened there, but they were going to be super expensive. So Alpha Graphics quoted us $221, which I think is pretty reasonable for 1,200 newsletters. And they will just come always the same way. They just fold them in half, and then our ladies fold them and tab them. And it's only a 2-day turnaround time. So once I send it into them, they'll have the proof to me in a day, and then they'll have it done and then shipped right over. So I think the town hall is using them now. Suzanne is the one that referred me to them, and I think that we'll have a good working experience with them. And the gentleman, Ken, that I speak to is very, very nice.
Good.
Yep. So we'll be changing our newsletter vendor.
Sunshine Club News.
Pam,
Events.
we're ready. Yes,
Okay.
it's going to be on my,
Okay.
Do you have that printout?
I was just looking for it, but
Somebody.
somebody must have taken it, Vicki.
Oh dear.
I'll just print off another one. Okay, well, since we met last time, we've been busy with our snow dog sled presentation. That went over very well. We had a good turnout for that. Gals who came in were great. Did a nice explanation of their business, how they train dogs, how they compete in different events. Then the macaroni and cheese luncheon afterwards was successful. The rundown of all our fundraising is, I've given it to Patrice. It breaks down all the events that we had earmarked just for the air conditioning project and how much each one of those events or activities generated. So then we've just had bingo and movie night in November. Tonight's Christmas party kind of culminates the year for us, and we really won't be doing much until after the holiday, so there's nothing well defined in terms of activities on our calendar yet.
Great. Well, we can't thank you guys enough for all of the efforts
just-
that all of you made
Yeah,
for that.
all the
I am
hard
just
work
so
for
glad
that.
that's over.
Oh, I know. It was a
It's on the
mad,
wall.
it was a mad dash through September and October and November for
It
sure.
was, and
Yeah.
and the fundraising is not everybody's forte, and it's not exactly mine, but.
Yeah, well, you guys did an
But you gotta
exceptional
do
job.
what you gotta do to get it in place, so hopefully we can do some more next year for fundraising and get some of the other projects completed. That would be nice. And our Italy trip is going well. We now have 12 people going. So, and 2 more are interested, so.
Sadly, one is not me.
Yeah, so it's still open, anybody who wants to go.
Are you having any other meetings on that?
No.
No, okay.
No.
But the information they can get from you.
I mean, I could have another presentation if it warranted, but I don't have enough more
Interest at this point. Okay.
interest. I could try again.
Yeah.
I hadn't really thought about it, but it might not be a bad idea. I'll have to talk to Vinny, our rep, about that and see what he thinks, if it would help at all. But we have a better
But
turn.
12 is good.
But 12 for us, it's a second.
For a trip like
the
that?
international trip,
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm pleased.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And you still have it on cable?
Good question. If not, it should be.
All right, I'll put that
Okay.
on my notes. I can email Pat tomorrow morning.
And see if the Italy trip is still
Yep.
posted. If not, I'll write up something new for him.
Yep, perfect.
An update. Okay. And that, we don't have anything to advertise for.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank
Right.
you.
Great.
Okay.
Thank
And we
you.
are gonna write our thank you notes, everybody, in
Yeah.
handwritten notes and get them out.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a lot of people, businesses and individuals and fundraising that made that happen, so
Yeah.
we are super appreciative.
Yes, yeah. All right.
Thank you,
you.
Pam.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay, other business.
So I met with one of the Eagle Scouts last week. He's going to be working in collaboration with the fire department. They have a little bit of grant money for our senior safe, and this Eagle Scout was very passionate about doing something for the seniors and giving back to the senior community. He's a very nice young man.
Miko.
And
Miko.
Miko, yeah. So they are going to be fundraising to buy a new defibrillator for the senior center. Ours, it came in about maybe 4 years ago, I think, or 5 years ago. And the chief actually got it from the school. When they were buying a new one for the school, he's like, the senior center doesn't have one. So every year I have to buy a battery for it, which is super expensive, and I had to buy new pads for it, very expensive, which is okay because I'd rather never use it and have it working than not have it working and have to use it. And it doesn't have a warranty on it anymore. And this model really isn't a model that's, you know, up to date. I mean, it would work, but, you know, it's not state of the art. So they are quite costly. So the Eagle Scouts, he's putting his proposal last week before the meeting, and his troop leader was on board. They're going to fundraise, and then at the end of all of that, they want to have some kind of a dinner or something with the seniors, and, you know, dedicate it to the senior center from them. So I thought that was a really nice community project. It's nice to see the kids, like the kids at the school today, getting involved with the senior center, and now the Eagle Scouts. So I think we really are out there, and, you know, there's a lot of people that come in and out on a daily basis now that we wouldn't have seen before. You know, even if it's somebody just dropping off a little magazine and saying, oh, I have these magazines, and it's like, oh, what do you got going on? You know, it's like people like to check it, and then they stay, you know, or they'll chat with people, and it's a nice, warm atmosphere, so I think it's very welcoming, and I thought it was really nice that that kid was going to take his Eagle Scout project to our level, to have something that would, you know, the senior center of all of the things in town really should probably have a defibrillator that is state of the art.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
You know.
Oh, yes.
Although we have all these young people in and out of here all the time, you know? So, that's you, yep. So I thought that was very nice, and he had come in after I had written the agenda, so I wanted to make sure that I made mention of that. As soon as I have more information, then I will forward it out. And we only had one applicant for the position who wasn't really able to work the hours that it was going to warrant for the per diem position to take over Cheryl's. Not a permanent per diem, it's just somebody who's a fill-in. And so, but at this point, I'm going to go up tomorrow and I'm going to talk to the town administrator. He was tied up today, so I wasn't able to meet with him. I want to see what other avenues I can use to advertise. I don't know if going in the newspaper is going to be the right way, because I don't really want to spend the money when there's so much more networking you can do, and that's what this generation of people is actually doing. There's very few people that are picking up the newspaper, and the ones that are retired, and they're, you know, reading it with their coffee in the morning, and they're not looking for a job. So I'm going to see which avenues I can use, like Pat had suggested at the last meeting, to actually go on monster.com or one of those. And we did put it on the Facebook, we did publish it in the bulletin board, and it was up at the town hall. So I need to do a little bit more maybe to get the information out there. And the position is probably going to be more like 4 hours a week at this point, because the position is written into the grant. And that's because it's supposed to be doing all the statistics for the senior center. And Sandy's been covering them. But it really, I had accounted for somebody to be here a certain amount of hours per month, and we're now going to be going into January. So we're 6 months into our grant spending, and I only have 6 months left. So if I can find something else, we did talk about adding another yoga class, because the ladies are really loving yoga. The only problem is, the only time that we would have the room available for it, because Zumba is very loud and boisterous, not Zumba, yoga. Yoga is very quiet, and bingo is very loud on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we couldn't really have it in the main room, we can't really have it in the exercise room, and this room wouldn't be conducive with what they're gonna need for it. So maybe a Monday afternoon or a Wednesday afternoon, depending on what I have for people that would like to join it, and then I would use some of the money from that position to fill in an exercise class. I have no problem doing that, so. But I wanna see how he wants me to rewrite it, because now it's gonna actually be kinda permanent per diem for just a few months. And then it would go back down to being, and to get somebody in and get them trained. And that, I really want to make sure it's the right person and it's somebody who's going to stay, because continuity here is very important to us,
Oh,
you know, so. That's where we're at with the applicant, and I didn't write it in because I hadn't met with him, but I just wanted to update everybody.
Yeah.
Because by the time, hopefully the next meeting comes, we'll have somebody else. So.
Anybody else have anything they'd like to share, or?
I just like to say that on Fridays, that we're open again for exercise.
Yeah.
And it's starting to grow again.
It is, I knew it would.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good.
Oh, it
10
is.
o'clock having it
Friday.
3
10
days.
o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Having the 3 days is nice.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Next meeting date?
Oh, the only other thing is,
Sorry.
we don't have a sign-in sheet when we come in on Friday.
Oh, I'll make sure we
That's-
leave one.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
I'll make sure we leave it
because-
on Thursdays. We're so used to Thursday being closed up, and the only one that's here
Right.
is me. Now, I didn't get here until 20 of 12 on Friday, and because we were supposed to have some glass fixed, and they were doing the rest of the air conditioning.
Right.
Oh, that's right.
The
Yeah,
electrical
they-
stuff.
yeah.
So in my mind, on Thursdays, it's not even a
Yeah, 'cause every
even a
name
thought, but I'll
counts.
make sure we leave one.
Rename.
Counts.
Oh, yeah, yep. No,
Yeah.
and Sandy usually will ask. So
Yeah.
on, I will definitely make sure there's a sheet out there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect. Yep, if I see everybody, then I just
Oh, okay.
write you down, but.
Yeah.
Next meeting date?
I was thinking definitely March. January and February are very tough. I don't want to have to try to reschedule stuff or have anybody trying to travel through the snowbanks. Our walkway, can get icy and things at night, and there's nobody here at the town that's going to be working on the ramp because it's not used. So,
I agree.
you agree?
So good.
So, March 6th, it would be a Tuesday. Do we want to stick with Tuesdays? We want to go back to Mondays?
Tuesdays is great.
Tuesdays is good, okay.
So March 6th?
Well, good, spring will be right around the corner.
One can only hope.
Yeah.
Hopefully, March 6th feels like a minute, because September, October, November have.
All right. So I need-
Flown by.
Yes, so I need a date for the record. We have Jennifer H., Tom W., Loretta W. are all excused absences, and Pat B. would be an unexcused absence. At this time, I'd like a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Make a motion to
I
adjourn.
second.
All right, at 6:25 PM.
On for unexcused, I